Good morning. My name is Anthony. I'm from Maricopa County, Arizona. Here to tell you about how to run an election and how to disenfranchise voters in your district. No, actually, I'm here to talk about model policy. If you would open up your handouts to, I think, the third or fourth page, and there is a model policy titled "We the People Ratification by State Convention Act." So I want to kind of go over it real quick. It's a voice of the voters in your state to have a voice in the amendment process in the selection of delegates in your state. So again, it's model policy. I want to go down to section 1. Section 1 in the model policy it discusses how the governor shall call for an election, a special election or a general election. And this, if it is a special election, it must occur more than 3 months after the amendment has been adopted. Section 2 talks about all electors who have registered may vote, or if it is a special election, the new registration of voters shall be required only if it is a special election. Section 3 talks about the election to be run same as any other election for statewide officers in your state. Again, this is model policy that you can adopt. Section 4 discusses the number of delegates, and then there is an amendment or a change that we would like to add on to that, and that shall say, or that's going to say, let me just read section 4. It says, the number of delegates to be chosen at such convention shall be, and then you're going to plug in the number, to be elected from the state at large, this is the add-on, among eligible voters for each U.S. congressional district or county or by statewide ballot. That'll kind of proportion your delegates out so one county isn't running the show. Okay, so we've got section 5. It talks about the requirements for candidates to be selected for delegates. So requirements, candidates for the office, the petition outline. The petition must not have any political party affiliation. It must say whether or not the delegate is for or against. It must say that on the petition. The Secretary of State shall certify within 30 days. Then the delegates are going to meet at the state capitol at a time and place, I guess selected by the President of the Senate or the Speaker of the House. That's where they're going to take the oath and pledge to be on whatever side they're on when they're selected as a delegate to the convention. Section 6 talks about ballot, talks about the proposed amendments for or against. It explains, let me go to it real quick here. It explains the names under each. So the ballot's going to look like you're going to have a column for, a column against, and it's going to be a separate ballot from any other ballot in that election. So you're going to have a column for, every name that has distributed petition that says they're for. If it was Anthony Kern, I'm for. My name would be under there. If it's another name against, they would be under there, and the voter will get a chance to check my name for or check someone else's name against. So, okay, and then it also discusses, let me see here, single mark. Okay, so the single mark, it's in the last bullet point under section 6. It talks about where the voter, instead of going through this list of names and picking the right one, we all know what that's all about, an undervote, an overvote, and all that stuff. The voter will have the chance to just mark one box, and that will include every name in that column. Section 7 discusses the alternate delegates. Should there be a death or a disability among one of the elected delegates, it discusses how an alternate delegate is chosen. And then, again, the delegates must vote the way they said they were going to vote at the convention. If they do not, there will be civil or criminal penalties, and you decide what they are as a state. Section 8 discusses the meeting of the delegates, place and time, the day, and Section 9 discusses the convention shall be the convention, they shall elect the president, the secretary, the officers at the convention, and they shall also be the judge of the election and the number of qualifications, the qualifications for each delegate. Okay, section 10, we've got the journal. The convention must keep a journal, and that journal will be filed with the Secretary of State. Section 11 talks about ratification of a proposed amendment that goes through after the majority of delegates have voted. The process for that, it's a certificate that will be executed by the President and Secretary of the Convention. That certificate is transferred to your individual Secretaries of State, and also transferred to the National Archives and the leaders of Congress. And lastly, Section 12 talks about compensation for the delegates. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.